So normally, what's the first thing we do when we are cook chicken, curry chicken?
First thing I do.
Yeah, what's the first thing we do when we cooking
I must cut up a meat. My first thing I do.
Okay, so cut up the meat. That was all the question that y'all asked me from my previous post on Instagram. I have a lot more questions, but I probably gonna have to do a part 2. Hope you like the video. Sean, give me an idea.
Yo,
Them Frank is pregnant. I use the old pregnancy.
Bro.
Test them from calling.
Can't stand me, bro.
You get style, guys. We got a
Bro.
good reaction.
Can't stand me, bro.
You get style. You get
Yo,
style.
can't stand me. First thing I say, oh, we go. Find out all pregnancy test them there, right? So
But where your phone? Where your
To
phone?
lose a child and a grandchild. Come on, she's a baby. She's a baby. God, I can never be the same again. Never. My life is changed forever. Never be the same.
The investigation began Tuesday morning when deputies found a man shot outside this apartment complex on Lake Heritage Circle. After he was rushed to the hospital, family members contacted police saying they had not heard from his girlfriend, Massania Malcolm, and their 1-year-old, Jordania. Latoya Reed is Malcolm's mother.
I was keeping my fingers crossed to find my daughter and my granddaughter alive. Came from Jamaica, I had nothing, nowhere to go. First thing he said that my friend shot me.
He survived. Latoya says the baby was found on top of her mom in a hot car.
She crawled on her mom and just was there until she passed. She tried to wake her mom. They left her in the car for so many days.
Latoya says Griffiths reached out to Massania's boyfriend through Instagram. They met in Jamaica.
They went to school together.
She was concerned when Griffiths stayed with the couple and even asked her daughter's boyfriend why.
Why are you taking this guy into your 1-bedroom apartment with your baby daughter? He said to me, Latoya, I knows what it feels like to be homeless. So I'm going to help you.
Tonight, a judge has issued 2 first-degree murder warrants in the killings of a young mom and her 1-year-old baby. Detectives are looking for 21-year-old Dejon Griffiths. He's accused of killing 20-year-old Massania Malcolm, then leaving 1-year-old Jordania to die in a hot car with the body of her.
A Florida man was arrested in New Jersey last week in the fatal shooting of a woman and death of her baby, who was trapped in a hot car with her mother's body. 23-year-old Dejon Griffiths had been wanted since September 2021 in the deaths of 20-year-old Massania Malcolm and her 1-year-old daughter, Jordania Reed. The suspect is also facing attempted murder charges in the shooting of Jordan Reed, identified by investigators as Massania's boyfriend and Jordania's father. The shootings took place outside Massania's Orlando apartment building on September 7, 2021. Jordan Reed was hospitalized and has since recovered. Massania and Jordania's bodies were discovered 2 days later on September 9th in Reed's car. Griffiths, a longtime friend of Jordan Reed, had been living with the couple at their Orlando apartment in the month leading up to the shootings. Massania was upset that Griffiths wasn't contributing to rent or other household expenses during his stay. She wanted him to leave, and so her boyfriend agreed to drive the suspect to a Greyhound bus station and buy him a ticket. Massania joined them, sitting in the front passenger seat with the couple's baby in her lap. Griffiths was sitting in the rear passenger seat and shot at him before he started backing out of the parking lot. When the father jumped out of the car and tried to run away, the suspect got out and continued to fire a pistol at him. Investigators later determined that the suspect fled in the car with Massania and baby Jordania still inside. Investigators believe that the suspect shot and killed Massania inside the vehicle, drove to a different parking lot, and walked away, leaving her body and the baby there. A medical examiner determined that Massania had died from a gunshot wound to the face, neck, and hand, and ruled her death a homicide. Jordania had noticeable injuries and is believed to have died from heat exhaustion. After the shootings, a neighbor heard Reed requesting for help and called 911. Orange County Sheriff's deputies said that Reed, who was lying behind a bush with multiple gunshot wounds, attempted to tell them what had happened but couldn't speak. On September 9th, Reed, who had undergone surgery, managed to write the suspect's name and nodded when asked if Massania had also been shot. After confirming that Massania was not at her apartment, Investigators were able to locate Reed's car, a Volkswagen Jetta belonging to his mother, using GPS technology. Inside the vehicle, which was parked in a lot about 1 mile away from the couple's apartment complex, investigators found her body in the passenger seat and the baby's body on the driver's side floorboard. The car's air conditioning was turned off when the vehicle was located. Police officers in Linden, New Jersey, arrested the suspect on outstanding murder warrants after a traffic stop, adding that he will be extradited to Orange County. In a statement, the Orange County Sheriff's Office said, "No matter how many years have passed, we never forget our victims, and we hope this arrest brings some sense of peace and closure to our community and the two families shattered by this horribly tragic case."
In September 2021, Massania Malcolm, who was just 20, and her 1-year-old daughter Jordania were found dead in a car on Lake Eleanor Drive. Orange County deputies say Dujon Dwayne Griffiths, who is now 23, has been on the run ever since. But on Tuesday, we learned he was caught. Orange County deputies say Griffiths had been their suspect from the beginning. They shared this image of him when he was wanted, and then 3 years later, after his arrest, this is what he looks like today. Deputies say police officers in New Jersey found the man during a traffic stop last week and then learned he had warrants out for murder in Orange County. According to investigators, Griffiths had been staying in an apartment with Malcolm and her boyfriend, who was the father of Jordania. The couple had taken him in after he found himself homeless. They say at some point he was told to leave, and when the couple was taking him to the bus stop, investigators say Griffiths shot the boyfriend in the car, who has since recovered. At the time, Wesh 2 spoke with neighbors about what they saw and heard.
It was so loud, you were pop, 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 pop. And we was just like, yo.
A lot of cops. They've been circling around the neighborhood, just looking, I guess, for the person who did this.
Griffiths allegedly took off with Malcolm and her 1-year-old. Deputies say he shot and killed the mom and left the baby to die from extreme heat in the car.
Griffiths stood before an Orange County judge this morning.
In 2021 CF 12327, you've been arrested on a warrant for the charge of first-degree premeditated murder.
The judge said Griffiths would stay behind bars for now.
In this case, I am going to stay bond at none.
The families of the victims in this case have been waiting more than 2 years for justice and now may be a step closer to getting it. LaToya Reed is the mother and grandmother of 2 of the victims, Massania Malcolm and her daughter Jordania.
I have nothing to say to Dujon Dwayne Griffiths. I'm not in the place where I have forgiven Dujon. I'm still in the grieving process as we speak. I'm still angry.
Orange County deputies say Malcolm and her daughter were found dead in a car in 2022. They identified Griffiths as the suspect just days later. They say Malcolm and her boyfriend, who was Jordania's father, had allowed Griffiths to stay with them before their deaths. Deputies also say Griffiths shot and wounded the boyfriend.
I was robbed. I was robbed by somebody I thought was a friend.
Hold you in his arms, and the angels will sing as another one of his children